Chapter 3. Remember this. Whoever sows sparingly will also reap sparingly, and whoever sows generously will also reap generously. 2 Corinthians 9, verse 6. Diving school lasts the better part of a year. There are many types of Navy divers, and I have chosen to become a bomb disposal frogman. I like the idea that by disarming bombs, I can help prevent people from getting hurt. However, after joining an operational team, one of my earlier assignments is to save a shark, a really big shark. Canton Atoll is in the Pacific Ocean well south of the Hawaiian Islands. It is an isolated island with a very large shark population. The people there are used to seeing all types of sharks, big reef and tiger sharks, cruising the outer reefs and sometimes slipping quietly into the lagoon. Minnie, however, didn't arrive quietly at all. She rode into the island's lagoon on the back of a typhoon. The storm-induced waves lifted her over a barrier reef, trapping the massive shark inside the broad lagoon. This was of great concern to the people there because this is where they like to swim. And suddenly, they were stuck with a 25-foot-long shark in their swimming pool. The U.S. Navy operated a base on the island, so everyone decided that this was a problem for the Navy to solve, which is why I and my team of frogmen arrived on a fine summer day in late July. Our mission is to blow a hole in the lagoon's barrier reef so Minnie can swim out. Everyone is anxious to save Minnie because she is actually a friendly shark. Though white sharks are huge, they are the world's largest fish. They do not attack people. They are docile filter feeders. That afternoon, we got our first look at Minnie. She is cruising slowly just a few yards from our inflatable boat. I'm perched on the rubber hull with my flippers hanging over the side and with a coil of rope in my hand. Attached to the rope is a small buoy. As the Zodiac maneuvers a little closer to Minnie, my job is to jump into the water and attach the rope forwards of her tail. The logic behind this is so we will know where she is when we blow the reef. If she's too close to the blast, the underwater pressure wave could hurt her. Staring at the huge animal swimming just beyond my flippers, I am a little hesitant to get into the water with a fish twice as long as our boat, whose last name happens to be Shark. I know she is supposedly a harmless filter feeder, but her mouth has over 5 feet across, and there are numerous rows of teeth in there. I mean, if she's only a filter feeder, why does she need so many teeth? Anyway, the next moment I roll into, or I may have been pushed into the water. Instantly, the big shark swims over to check me out. I'm holding my breath. And of course, nothing happens. She really is a friendly shark, I think happily to myself. Minnie is in the process of swimming slowly off when I remember the rope hanging in my hand. Kicking rapidly, I go after her and latch onto the whale shark's dorsal fin. For a moment or two, I just hang on, exhilarated that I'm actually riding a shark. I rub her side like I would a horse, which turns out to be a mistake. Where people have hair follicles in their skin, sharks have small teeth, which are modified scales called denticles. Their skin is extremely tough and quite abrasive. I stare in awe at the tiny scratches in my hand. Later, I would learn that sharks sometimes rub against their prey taste them before biting. Anyway, I now need to attach the rope, which turns out not to be easy. Imagine what it's like trying to tie a rope around a swimming shark that is the size of a small school bus. Somehow I managed to do it without getting tangled up in the rope. The next day we blow a small hole in the reef. It is unfortunate that the blast kills some of the reef fish. So they are not wasted. We collect the fish and give them to the local people. Now that Minnie has a way out, the last thing we have to do is remove her line and buoy. Since I put the rope on, the other guys figured I should be the one to take it off, which is going to be a challenge. Very challenging. Minnie is in a bad mood. She does not like the rope and is swimming rapidly to try to shake it off. If she swims out through the hole in the reef, we may not get another chance to remove the rope. So we decide on a high-speed approach. The Zodiac comes in fast. I'm laying on the hull, wearing a very sharp knife at my waist. As we pull alongside the rapidly swimming shark, I roll into the water and quickly swim for her dorsal fin and latch on. Taking several deep breaths, I realize I must time this perfectly. The rope has slipped further back toward the tail, a tail that is 8 feet tall and sweeping rapidly from side to side. Taking a last deep breath, I let go of the dorsal fin and glide back towards the threatening tail. I grab the rope and cut it in a single slash. For a moment, I feel the flush of success. Then I see the tail coming right at me. I have timed it perfectly wrong. An instant later, my faceplate fills with the oncoming tail. Then everything goes black. The impact is like a fastball hitting a giant catcher's mitt. A few moments later, the guys are pulling me back into the Zodiac. "Wow, that's some bruise you got," offered one of the divers. "Covers your whole face." One of the guys takes a picture. "I got to show this to my kids. They'll never believe you were stupid enough, willing, to cut the rope." Several days later, we got a telephone call that Minnie had left the lagoon and a word of thanks from the local people for the fish. Dreaming is the easy part. Making dreams come true takes commitment and hard work.